Hello, and welcome back to the show! Before we get started, make sure you like, share, and leave a comment at the end of the video. And if you like the show and want more, make sure you check out our Patreon, where you can access content like behind-the-scenes vlogs, previews for up-and-coming projects, gaming sessions, and exclusive bonus episodes. Also, make sure you check out our Etsy shop for merch. We have plenty of shirts, mugs, and even stickers. And lastly, if you want to follow us elsewhere, look for @RyanPotsFunny on all other platforms. Now on with the show. Hello, and welcome back to Reydar, the show with one goal, to become best friends by the end of the episode. Today, we have a very wonderful fellow comedian who's also starting his own show. He's one of the rotating hosts at Covina Chatterbox. Jimmy Velarde, hello, how are you?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for having me, bro. For coming through.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was like, when you guys reached out to me, I was like, hell yeah. I was on the freeway. I was on the freeway going south, and I got off and started going north.
Yeah, great turnaround.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, you're about to start your own show, right?
Yeah, man. I'm pretty excited for it. I've been something that I guess is kind of take my comedy career to the next level, or try to get a little bit more involved in the community.
Right.
You know, so trying to produce my own shows. It's called Spiked Punchline.
Nice.
I got the first one on August 29th. It's a Friday. It's an outdoor backyard show.
Hell yeah.
We got Vince Caldera headlining.
Hell yeah, dude.
Mario Rodriguez, Jessica Rosas, and
a friend.
Yeah, very good friends of ours, and a few other comics, and we got another friend of mine, Tox. He's gonna be doing a barbecue sale. He has a blind smoke barbecue.
Nice.
So yeah, man, I'm excited, man. It's at my tia's house, so it's like very,
For sure. No, yeah, I definitely have some experience with that. Well, partly this is part of why I've started doing this, is other than trying to meet new people and socialize. This is like my form of controlled circumstances, but also like I am disabled, which prevents me from traveling regularly. I don't drive.
Okay.
I have to be driven, or I have to find transport, and right now I'm in an area where it's not very prevalent. Like I can't just get in a bus and go anywhere I want. So my social interaction's been limited this year. So this helps me engage in the community in a way that is comfortable and consistent. So that's pretty. I definitely get that.
I was thinking about that on the way here, man. Just as far as like how we have to, how messed up the. How do you call it? Just like the freeways, our whole system of traveling throughout the city of Los Angeles and the county.
It's bonkers.
And I seen a video like a few months ago, and it reminded me about that. How that was all like planned, bro, by the auto industry. The big car companies.
Yeah, dude. No, I talk about it all the time, especially as someone who doesn't have a car. Because originally the concept of vehicles, there's so many things that were so well intended, and then corporations are like, but also,
but also, yeah, definitely.
Because originally, cars were not allowed in public, community. It was meant to get you from one town to the next because the roads were hard to do. Like cars originally were just automated carriages.
Okay.
And so the only time to use them is if you were leaving the city. And then lobbyists, that's why so many like old roads are so wide, is that they're meant for walking. And then, the automobile industry lobbied against it and invented terms like jaywalking to make people feel poor for walking instead of driving, and they just pumped that shit out until everyone had a car.
Oh damn, dude! And actually, you know what? That point you just made about jaywalking, I've never thought about that point, man. That's a good one.
Yeah, like jaywalking shouldn't be a big deal. It wouldn't be a big deal if regular roads were used as they used to be. Like everyone walked across the street because that's what it was for.
Yeah. Yeah, they usually find ways to fucking kind of
they
give something some kind of negative.
It really makes you think about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The ending to that movie is so depressing now.
Yeah, man.
Knowing
definitely.
what could have been.
Definitely.
I want to ride the trolley around. Actually, my hometown, which I won't say the name because Dominic tells me that's not safe. has a trolley, but it's funny because it's just a converted bus. So it's a bus that looks like a trolley, but it's still fun. It follows a track.
It does follow track.
Like it's not on a track; it follows a common path, and then it's like you're riding the trolley around town.
All right, I guess that's cool. It's good enough.
It's one of the things that was paid for by I think deals with the Metro. Metro will fund certain things so that they can have access to cities through the subway and metro station, which I just found, they own apartment buildings. I didn't know that until. I'm going to go down a whole pipeline about what I've learned in my
that's weird.
late 20s. We're talking about you. We're talking about your stuff. You have your own show. You have shows coming up. You have one. This comes out the 14th, so you have one tonight. People can make it out.
Oh, yeah. As you will be watching this episode when it airs, I have a show in Santa Ana at the Proof Bar. That's going to be fun. I believe it starts at 8 p.m.
So if you're seeing this anytime before 6, get out there.
Yeah, Proof Bar, and downtown Santa Ana.
Oh, and then you have a show later this month details to be determined.
Yeah, well then on the 30th I got a Wilmington, but yeah, the details have to be determined on that one.
Follow what is it again? Jimmy Velarde Comedy.
Jimmy Velarde Comedy on Instagram. I post all my stuff on there. Try to keep
TikTok?
up. I'm on TikTok too. Jungle Gym Comedy.
Hell yeah.
And it's Jungle Gym JIM. So I like to play with words. I'm somewhat of a
I'm a wordplay and pun fanatic, dude. That's everything. All of my pages. This show is it's a play on my name. Reydar is spelled Reydar. It's my name backwards.
Oh, all right. Oh, damn! I didn't notice that.
I'm not gonna tell my full name because Onyx says that's dangerous.
That's all. Yes, some of that stuff is dangerous, man. They're out there, man, just waiting to get this information from us.
It's crazy. Am I forgetting anything? You have your show. You have your other show. We've mentioned it. You host sometimes a Chatterbox.
Yeah, we mentioned it.
Check out the mics.
That's about it right now. I gotta trying to work out a few other things in the future, and like I said, just trying to subvert myself a little more into the fucking comedy scene. Do a little more than just. I try to do at least one open mic a day.
Hell yeah.
At least Monday to Friday. And I don't know, but sometimes I feel like I've already determined that I can write some pretty decent jokes. I can get out there and get on stage, and I just want to try to keep pushing myself to try new things, man.
No, I definitely get that. I remember when I first started, it was just about finding more, filling more time. You wanted to be able to do a full set, not just the opening that people, because there's a lot of shows that'll just give you 5 minutes at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I first started, the goal was to write enough jokes for a consistent 8 minutes, not just 8 minutes of talking. I wanted a consistent, well put together set
material that you worked out and you pieced it. Yeah, you took time to build the material.
And then once I had that, it was just about. Then it became about growing that. So once I had that, I went from writing new jokes every week to working on jokes and trying to write something new every 3 weeks, because that would give me enough time to rotate around the mics that I knew a couple times.
Yeah,
I'd try the joke, I'd keep the ones that I thought would work. By the third time, not that they'd be done, but they'd be fixed enough that I know what I'm working on, and then not that they wouldn't take the back burner. They would still be the ones I practice, but then I would give myself time to write new stuff if I could.
I get you. I kind of do the same thing. So yeah, similar to that. I have I'll come up. I usually come up with jokes, a couple at a time.
Yeah.
And then I'll spend the next either a week or maybe even sometimes sometimes it only takes a couple of mics to know whether or not to leave a fucking joke alone or not. It's all right. I'm not gonna. But yeah, I'll do that, and usually there's ones that stand out a lot more than the other ones, and I'm like, okay, this is the joke that I'm gonna really be using, and the other ones are kind of like you said, the back burner a little bit. They got some kind of potential. I'll use them somewhere along the line, but
yeah, this is as far as I can get for now.
Yeah,
I'll work on it later.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes, I remember there was a joke I wrote about Einstein that it was, as a concept, as a first-time open micer, it was funny for me when I started. But then once I started developing a voice and getting into my own groove, the joke wasn't working because I hadn't worked on it since I had wrote it. So I stopped doing it. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that somebody... and there's no beef, there's no tension or anything, but somebody wrote a very identical joke. Technically, it had a different purpose, but they were using the same details that I used about Einstein.
Got it.
And so it was like they copied my joke and repurposed it.
Yeah.
But it forced me to think about the joke longer and rewrite it. So 5 years later, I had a completely different version of the joke, and that one nailed it. That one kills now. So you never know when it's going to come back, and it's always good to. It's always good to don't hoard, but you don't have to throw everything out all the time.
Yeah.
You never know when it's going to work.
Yeah, I recently did a set at a mic in kind of like East Hollywood, Acapulco Goldies. Not sure if you heard it. It's on Tuesdays, but I did a 5-minute set, and I just put 5 minutes worth of jokes that I kind of put on the back burner months ago, bro, and I just haven't even touched them for a while. And I went through that section of my jokes, and I found all of them, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try all of these tonight, and they all went freaking great, and I was really excited about it, bro, because I had kind of basically given up on those jokes, bro.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
so now I'm kind of like they're back on the top of the list of shit that I'm working out at open mics, and maybe I can add something new to it that'll, who knows? Just, But yeah, it's. I have this folders on my phone, bro, in my notes section, man, and it's just.
Oh, yeah, I'm terrible. I used to keep notebooks. I'd get like 5 pages of new jokes, and then I'd forget where the notebook was. What I've started doing, I need to remember that app that Jay Light told us about. Obsidian. Because
I've been like.
It's an annoying habit.
What is it?
And I'm trying not to do it anymore. But when I get a joke idea, I'll text somebody, and that way, because you can search certain words. You can search text through the words you use in Apple Text. Yeah. So I look up joke idea, and then all of the jokes that I've thought about the last month pop up.
But the same thing happens in notes. If you just type it in your notes and then you search joke idea.
But notes can't give me feedback. No. It's funny because a lot of the times
the feedback's like stop texting me your jokes.
Dude, it's funny. I also won't give you feedback.
I say that in jest, but honestly I should use the notes, because here's the thing is like I'm not expecting anything. It's just so I remember the joke, because for the most part he'll like not ignore it, but like it's the thing I do so people get used to it. Once in a while they will give me feedback. I'm like, this isn't why I sent it to you. I just wanted to remember. No, but genuinely, I do appreciate feedback.
It's like when you vent to somebody and they're like trying to give you advice. Like, man, I just wanted to vent.
Yeah.
I don't need the advice.
Well, one time he sent me one and I was writing. I was like in my joke writing like mode. And so he texted me this joke, and I just was like, well,
you need to fix this. This is redundant.
And I was like, here you
and
go,
I was like, well, I do appreciate it, dog.
I listened to a long ass.
I'm eating a hot dog right now. Like I haven't even been thinking. I started thinking about this the minute I sent it.
I fucking made that joke good.
It's funny, man.
I wrote the hell out of that joke too.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it.
What was it
anyway, enough of the professional. We're here to make friends. We're the opposite of reality show. I'm only here to make friends. Mm-hmm. That should be a show.
Only here to make friends.
Actually, there is a show where everyone is the snake. So it's like it's a whole reality show of just the kind of people that would say I'm not here to make friends. And the whole point of the show is to lie to everyone, and you have to figure out who's lying. It's crazy. Anyway, let's get into this. We're starting, as always, at the icebreaker level with the easy questions. I'll pull these out. I'm trying to be more interactive, so I'm actually going to let you pick the card. Okay. I'm going to give it a shuffle real quick. That's good. I mean, there's like 20 in there. We've only used like 3 so far. So let me fan it out. Oh, it's on my shirt. Okay, here you go.
All right. This is the one. Oh, I gotta stick to that same one, man. Something about it called to me. There you go. All right, should I read it?
Oh yeah. If you
all
want.
right. What's a trait in a partner you love or think is underrated? So this is something that I asked, or you asked?
Well, like it's open to the both of us.
Okay, all right.
Reverse talk show. Right. You asked me the question.
No.
All right, let me say, what's a trait in a partner you love or think is underrated?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. Thank you for asking. I don't know. I have dated and I've been in relationships, but if I'm being fully honest, I don't date a lot. And when I'm not dating, I don't think about it.
Yeah, okay.
As a guy, words of affection. I think it's a little, especially as a Latino growing up in LA, there's a lot of Latino men that are like, nah, be a man. I'm like, nah, dude, sometimes it's nice.
No, yeah, dude, I'm all for that. It's nice stuff, dude.
I agree with guys that are like, why can't I get flowers? Like, flowers are cool, dude.
For me, bro, I'd probably be like, I don't know, man. Just something you love or think is underrated in a partner, bro. I love a woman who's considerate. Very, considerate of my feelings and the way that I think, because I'm very considerate of, my partner's feelings and stuff, and not just that. I try to be considerate of my friends around me for the most part, like, and try to just, if I know something's, I don't know, I try to just watch what I say, bro, and be considerate of people's feelings. And if I know that, I've been in relationships where, unfortunately, like, she's not that, that girl, and it's kind of like me. Yeah. And it's not really, it's not fun.
No, I definitely get it. Definitely, there's people that think of dating that, not just, I say people because, like, not just women, like, in general, there's whole masses masses is overreaction. Yeah. But, there's a lot of people that look at it as a game, and it's like, for me, the issue with thinking of dating like a game, like a contest to be won, is like, once you've won, the game is over. Now you have to exist with this person. Yeah. And because you haven't thought of them, not that you're dehumanizing them, but you're not fully acknowledging that you're existing with someone else now, and so that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people's problems is not nobody. To be clear, like, nobody needs dating. Absolutely. Some people prefer to be single. Oh. Like, I'm not dissuading or dismissing when women are like, I don't need a man. Like, that's 100% true. But I'm saying if you're actively engaging in dating, whether you're female, a woman, non-binary, whatever, man, those were multiple people, not one person.
Schizophrenic and every single one's different.
No, I just didn't want to get canceled for, like, misappropriate. I'm not. It's a generic. All people. You're making it worse. No. Fuck, I forgot what I was saying. No.
All nervous, folded under zero pressure.
That's ADHD, baby. No, yeah. Regardless if you're thinking in terms of, like, functionality and benefit, then you're not engaging beyond the practical, I guess. Because being with someone else isn't practical, technically.
Yeah.
Like, you don't expend things on them for a goal. You expend it on them because you enjoy their company and because you want to. Or at least I believe that's how it should be. Yeah. If you're not thinking like that, then it's like you're always going to be somewhat discomforted. Uncomfortable. Discomfort is not a word. Discomfort's a word.
Discomforted?
Or I think discomforted was misused. Is that a word?
I don't think discomforted is the word.
Discomforted sounds like a verb. It's
uncomfortable.
It's based in a word, and so I feel like it sounds real, but yeah, you're probably right, it's not real.
Discomfort is like when somebody else is, like, actively trying to make you, like, somebody's harassing you.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you you're saying, trying to say uncomfortable.
Like, someone made me
uncomfortable.
Yeah, uncomfortable would be the word, not discomfort. It's so funny because I was talking to my brother about this, not to get distracted, but there's always I hear it in other people, and I always think it's funny, but I also think it's funny when I do it. Where I feel like people think that word needs certain elevation, so they'll change it, like I just did, but then realize that the normal word is already... Like, I heard someone say funnily enough, and funnily isn't a word. You could just say funny enough, and that works.
Okay, I was trying to figure out
what
fun. Oh, wow.
I do hear people say funnily enough.
Yeah, and funnily isn't a word. And that's I thought it was funny.
That one. Or maybe I haven't noticed. You know what trips me out that apparently isn't a word, bro? Is
irregardless?
No, no. Is that not a word?
I think that you could just say regardless.
Yeah, irregardless isn't like it's weird.
Irregardless. No, what is it? Oh fuck! Is it conversing?
Converse.
Conversing, converse, conversate.
I was conversing. Conversating. Is it
Conversating. Yeah, I've heard that.
Conversating is not a word.
It's conversing. Yeah.
It's conversing, yeah. I say that shit a lot, bro. Conversating.
That always reminds me of the shoe Converse. I don't think this is where it comes from, but it's a funny bit in my head where someone's like, because I'm talking about it and you're talking about it, so it's popular.
Oh, yeah.
It's a common phrase.
So what do we do next? We pull another one?
Oh, yeah, we pull another one. Man, we're going.
I'm kind of intrigued on this. That's why. So I'm down.
No, yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
This is cool of our meter.
So now, oh, yes. I've added pegs. So this is no longer a hassle. Boom!
Oh, yeah, it keeps it in place?
Yeah, because before we didn't have it, and we had to use like the static of the felt to keep it up because there's too much space in here. So now, Mellow, we're getting warmer. I should change this color because I feel like it sounds like someone peed in the water. Well, we're just not at the ice level anymore. We are now more comfortable in the conversation. That's what it's supposed to mean. Nobody peed. Okay.
If it's yellow, let it mellow.
That's what they say.
You go camping in science camp at school, bro.
That's about the ice, right?
No, bro. It's like for the bathroom.
Like when you...
Oh, that's right. That's like about flushing.
Yeah. I went camping in the 5th grade. They took us to like science camp.
Right.
For a week, bro.
I did that shit too.
That's what what do they call them? The camp, not instructors. What do they call them?
Like a camp counselor.
There you go, the camp counselors like that. They would always say that. If it's yellow.
It's just like, what are they counseling?
And man, I had fun, bro. And you know what, dude? After a few years after me, they started to charge for that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
It was
cool, bro. It was cool, man, because I got to go for free, man. And then it was like they were charging and they would only go for like a weekend. So I got it for free and it was a whole week. But anyways.
Hell yeah. Next question. What's the next question?
What makes you instantly dislike someone? Ooh, that's how much time you got?
We got that when no, we might have gotten that when Paige was... What it was the first... we had Paige Wilden on a few weeks ago, and she doesn't dislike anything. Like, she has preferences. This is how she described it, but she doesn't, like, dislike anything. And so it was funny to get questions like that, and she's like, oh, I'm good with whatever.
Preferences.
Very nice person, very great guest. Maybe we'll have her again. You just asked this question. My ADHD's all over the place today. I didn't take my Stratera. What makes you instantly dislike someone? When they immediately make like a very common autistic joke. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Or like, I don't know. I don't like when people are outright dismissive for no reason. You know what I don't like? When if somebody's exhausted... I understand they have to step away. They need to, but like when someone's kind of tired and they use that as an excuse to be like a dick to people.
No.
Just because for me, it's like I don't think anyone owes anyone else generosity or compassion. At the same time, I don't think it's hard to not be an antagonist. Like not being shitty is not the same thing as intentionally being a good person, and so I don't hold anyone to the standard of being a good person. At the same time, like. There are definitely circumstances where someone doesn't have to be a dick,
Yeah, I hear you on that.
So for me, that's a thing.
For me, I'm probably keep it like a simple one. Like the first one you brought up had to do with comedy.
Yeah.
For me, it's when somebody that's all they want to talk about is like, oh, you should talk about this in your comedy.
Oh yeah.
That's like makes me not want to. I met somebody that was it was a cool guy. I met him at a family get together. He was my uncle's homie, and we were it was cool, like he wanted to come out to some comedy shows and shit like that. But then he was like, he knew a little bit about my background, so he would say like, he would see my bits on Instagram, and mind you, it's not like I'm fucking uploading all of my fucking jokes. I just put a few of them on there. That's not my whole fucking act, right?
Yeah.
So he would be like, oh yeah, you should those are funny, but you should talk more about the stuff you went through. That's really gonna be like your childhood and this and that. And I was like, bro. First of all, you haven't even seen me do a set live.
Yeah.
You don't even know what my other material is or whatever the fuck. And I just don't like that. I just want to, unless you're another comedian, if you have nothing to do with that, I just want to hang out with you. That's the way I see it. If I'm hanging out with you, I just want to hang out.
Right.
Like my grandpa's, he kind of calmed down now that it's going on 2 years since I started doing comedy. But in the beginning, it's like, we couldn't sit down and have a meal, bro.
Yeah.
Because it was like he was just kept trying to fucking crack jokes. Just like kept trying to, I'm like, all right, I don't want to be around you anymore, Grandpa. You know, like.
Yeah, that's crazy. I refuse to let my family like talk about it. I'm like, some of them know, and I told them not to tell anybody. And I'm like one of my cousins tried telling my family, and I was like, nah, bro, like.
Yeah. My thing when it comes to family knowing about my comedy is just their expectation. Like, it happened a lot more when I was first starting out. My mom would invite people to mics, and I'm like, that's it. I love my mom. I love her support. I'm not dismissing any of, or dissuading her from supporting me. But it is hard to explain to people that mics are just practice.
Oh, yeah.
Like and not just family, there's been friends that come in and it's like, I need you to understand that this is technically work for me, and you're not, unless it's a great night and everyone kills, you're not going to have as much of a good time as like if it was a show. Oh, yeah. It's not the same thing. We can hang out afterward. We can go to Denny's afterward, but during this 5 minutes that I'm here, you're not going to have fun. Unless you like watching people bomb, then it's hilarious.
That's what reminds me of like when you get people to come out to a show that you know is not going to be that good. Like the venue's going to be, it's going to be a shitty show, and they come out and that's like the first impression of what you're doing every night. My aunt came out to some show I did in downtown, bro, that I knew it was like one of those lineups that have like 35 comedians. So it was going to be one of those shows, dog. And I kept trying to, that was a Friday night, and the Saturday night afterwards, what's that? Comedy Chateau.
Comedy Chateau.
Chateau, whatever the fuck. Yeah, Comedy Chateau. They like hit me up on Instagram and you want to be on a bringer show, and I usually don't do them, but I had never been there before, so fuck it, maybe I can get some people to come out.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, bro, I'm trying to get my aunt to go to that one because that's the one that fucking matters more, right? So, and she goes to the fucking one in downtown, dude, and it's just like, and then she brings her new fiance, and he's got this idea of me doing comedy now, and then I kind of went up there, bro, and it was like, it was bad, bro. They were partying, bro. People were
also
like
the system at the Chateau.
Like they were actively like dancing, like in half of the room, drinking alcohol, celebrating somebody's birthday, bro. By the time I went up, bro, they didn't give a fuck anymore. Oh yeah. And that was his first impression. And then the next time I seen him, I went to his house and he was barbecuing. He just fucking asshole. He's like, "You still doing your comedy?" But he had it with like he said it with the
he had a tone about it.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, little comedy, this guy, man. Your little comedy, yeah. You stood.
I definitely had some weird interactions at shows. Like, what were you just remembering? Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, and it's just, I'm not trying to start beef with the Chateau, but their dynamic is weird. I remember being asked to do a show. Like, it wasn't just that we had to bring people. The people that were booking us had to book, like, it's a whole, it's a
bringer.
I don't want to say it's a pyramid scheme of a bringer show, but, like, there's definitely levels.
Bringers, I refuse to do a bringer. I'll never do one.
I didn't know it was a bringer. I was given the opportunity from a friend who got it from a person who got it from the host. And that's what I mean by layers. But I didn't know until we got there. They're like, oh, yeah, you have to send to people. So I got people to buy tickets. And then he's like, okay, now they have to actually show up and collect the ticket. And I'm like, come on, guy.
I literally don't know anyone, so...
Yeah, I'm autistic. You think I have to do a show to make friends? You think I can just bring people?
I got people to buy, I had to bring 5 people. And I sold 4 tickets, and only one person showed up. And then they were like, and I was like, well, where are your people at? Nobody's showing up. And I was like, I don't know. They said they were going to hear. And I was like, but they bought the tickets already. So, I mean, am I going to do the set or no? If they don't show up, like, what's the problem? And they're like, he kind of gave me a look like he didn't like that response, and he was like, well, I mean, you just won't get a good spot. And I was like, all right, that's fine. I went. I was like, I'll be outside smoking. Let me know when it's my turn. And I was outside smoking the whole time. And I went up last, bro. I did great. And I was like, all right, see you. And
that's what happened to me. The way they explained how it works is more people that have confirmed, the more time you get. You get 1 minute per person that arrives.
What the hell?
And
no, they didn't do that.
And then it's a scaling system. So people that brought full 5 go first. People that brought 1 go last. People that didn't bring anyone don't go up and get to try again next time. I don't know if that's how they still run it. That's how they were doing it when I showed up.
Yeah, that'd be kind of. I mean, I guess. But the thing is, like with me, it was like I told the guy, I was like, well, you got your money. The ticket sales are there, bro. Like, what does this mean? Just because nobody showed up, am I not gonna? He's like, well, you just don't get a good spot. I was fine with that, dude. By the time I went up, I was second to last. The crowd was still there.
Yeah,
It was
and
like
I
11
think-
something at night. They were still there. It's like an actual comedy club, so people they don't they're there for comedy.
they're for comedy.
I think
Hell
the
yeah.
implication of this strategy is like to just throw a wide net. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. They're just I, on the other hand, don't give a shit about what you think, comedy chato.
I just mean like, I don't want anyone coming after me on the internet.
No, right? I mean,
Hell
Yeah.
no.
But also a little bit like, go.
Bringer shows are ass.
just so you know, that's why I pronounce it wrong. I always say chato.
Hell yeah.
I don't even say it right, man. I'm from the hood, bro.
Chato.
Chateau
I see
already
a
sounds
CH, bro.
like outdated terminology. I don't even know what a chateau is.
It's supposed to be. You know what? I just found out what it is like a few weeks ago. It's supposed to be like a. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a mini castle, but anything that's labeled like chateau, whatever it is, it looks like a little mini castle.
Right.
It's like a mansion.
Like but
Like a
it looks like
small
a castle.
mansion.
Like it have to be like a
Like a
medieval.
stone hut.
It's a large
Yeah.
country house or manor house,
There you go.
often associated with nobility.
Yeah,
Lame.
yeah. They have one in well, I went to Big Bear last year, and I had a cabin up there. And we were hanging out. We went for a walk, and they have a Big Bear like chateau, whatever the fuck, and it's like just like
It's
that.
like a hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's exactly what
they're
it is.
manners.
Mhm.
It's a manor.
There's so many names for just not a castle.
Well, a castle, I think, is something specific, right?
Yeah, a castle has like specific architecture and purpose, I think. Anything that's not, I think technically to be a castle has to have existed during that time.
No,
If I
a
could-
castle is fortified by brick walls.
Yeah.
It's got like moats and fucking
So like modern, more contemporary houses would just be manors.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say was I did a headlining spot last year and my sixth grade teacher showed up,
Oh wow.
which was great. My mom blasted on Facebook, and for some reason, like, because of like the way app algorithms work, your post does better in the area that you're currently in.
Yeah.
So like even if I'm from San Bernardino, if I post something and I'm in Covina, most people that are going to get it are in Covina. So that's what happened with her Facebook post, and a bunch of people from my childhood showed up. It was weird. But it was fun. I did well.
But it was. I was just about to ask that. It was a good show though.
It was a good set. I had a
All
brain
right.
fart like halfway through. I wouldn't say at like 21 minute in a 25-minute set. But otherwise,
25 minutes, man.
That's crazy.
I made
Yeah.
it 20 minutes without brain
That's what I'm saying,
farting.
like 20 minutes without a brain
Someone with
fart,
ADHD. It's impressive to me.
That's very impressive, bro.
Well, the question is about something that instantly makes you dislike someone, right?
Yeah.
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 What do you dislike?
Oh, no, I was just asking if that's what. Because right now you were talking about.
Oh yeah, we got a little off
Bringer
topic.
shows
Well,
still?
because it came from Bringer shows because it came from. Yeah, his pet peeve was.
That's fine. I was just guiding us back.
I will say, like, just to close it before we move on to the next question, that is another thing of mine is like internet literacy. I think is what it's called. Like people that are just not coherent to the context. Like I'll have people that will complain about my stuff. I remember I have a super popular joke on TikTok. It's my old headliner about schizophrenia. The first time I posted it, it hit 3 million views in like a week.
Nice.
And so once in a while I'll post it again, like one of those on this day, this joke, whatever.
Yeah.
And someone will be like, I feel like I've heard this before. And then suddenly they'll go from that to like rage baiting and like arguing with me that I stole the joke. And like, I don't remember who, but I've definitely heard this before. And you stole it from someone who posted like 5 years ago. And I was like, well, that was me 5 years ago. It's me. One guy did it twice. Like I posted it, then I posted it a year later, then I posted it another year later, and he kept doing it. I'm like, dude, you've been here before. It's me. I just cut my hair.
Well, long hair and cutting hair makes a difference,
It
bro.
makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference.
It's not
They
that
didn't
huge.
let
I mean, I
Mario
feel like
in
this
the-
is the huge difference.
They didn't let Mario into the comedy store the other day because he shaved.
That's funny.
That's funny.
This shit's fucked up.
I've definitely gotten.
I do have a thing that makes me instantly not like somebody, but it's just people being rude.
Yeah.
When someone's like rude for no reason, if you have a reason to be rude, then hey, like do your thing, you know. But if you have no reason, like I was at Chatterbox the other night, dude, and I fucking got into a yelling match with the lady, bro, for the first time ever. I've never done that before.
Wow.
And I wasn't even drunk, bro. I stopped drinking. I was not forever, but like that night I was like not feeling it kind of, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna close out, and I closed out like hella early, and like so I was just chilling. this lady came in and she was talking to me, Greg Bummer, and Matt Perez, and she was like, she was so hammered, bro. And it was like the lights had just come on, like it was time for stuff to be wrapping up, and she was like trying to get a drink. I might have to cut that out actually, but she was like trying to get a drink and like obviously drunk though, you know what I mean? And she said that her sister and this dude were outside in their car, and like she was doing her thing. I think she got a White Claw, like, and they were like, one drink and you got to get out of here, kind of a thing. And then while she was doing that, like I sat at the bar, and then this lady and this dude came in, and she was just like, Ashley, why are we in this ghetto? Why did you bring us to this ghetto? And like everyone was like, oh, like, you know what I mean? And then Frank instantly was like, nah, y'all gotta go, like get out, and like kicked him out basically because it was already time. Everybody was supposed to leave anyway. I went outside to smoke, and they were like waiting by the car still for the girl to come out, and they like started to walk up, and the guy was like, can she use the restroom? And I was like, nah, bro, like it's closed, like like no. And she was like, I just want to check on my sister. And I was like, she's fine. She's finishing her White Claw, and then she'll be out here. And then she was like, I just want to check on my sister. And I was like, Frank, kick her sister out so they can leave. And fucking, she was like, why? And I was like, cause you're rude, dude. And we just like, dude, I started going, I was like, you're trash. I was like, you suck, dude. They were like just all fancy. They're in this like Mercedes car, and they came in like calling everybody here ghetto and shit. I was like, you called it? She was like, how? What did I even do? I was like, you called us ghetto. And she like turned around and like pointed at Citrus and like pointed at the area and was like, well, I mean like, she was like, I wasn't trying to call the people here ghetto. And I was like, this is our home. I was like, what are you thinking? And like, I don't know. She was just like, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't care, dude. I was like, she was like fancily dressed. I was like, I know you'd never have to have accountability for your actions, and you don't have to ever pay for anything, fucking. But no, dude, I don't accept your apology. You suck.
Yeah. Zero self-awareness.
Yeah, zero self-awareness, bro.
Yeah, that's a big one, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Self-awareness. Yeah, dude. Man. Whew, I got stories about self-awareness, man.
Saying, dude, there's some people who just like act like they can do whatever, that kind of thing, that entitlement stuff. Yeah. Entitlement drive me crazy, bro.
Bonkers. We don't got time. I got stories on stories. Yeah. But we gotta
Thank you for letting me get that out.
Green. We're a little bit more comfortable. We're out of the P zone, apparently. I gotta stop saying that.
Well, I mean, now we're in green.
Yeah, now we're in green. What turned to green? Ow! I'm so sorry.
For what?
I tapped the mic.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay.
We should start pre-shuffling.
It's not a bad idea. We were sitting here just hanging out.
Yeah.
Now they all have folded corners. That's how you...
Oh, God.
That's how magicians get away with the whole folded corners. They fold all the corners.
No, they don't.
You don't know?
That's hilarious. All of the cars have a missing corner.
All right. What do we got?
What temptation do you find hardest to resist?
Easy call for me.
Me too.
The love of a woman.
Hardest to resist. I don't know.
For me, bro, it's bad decisions.
Yeah.
What temptation do you find the hardest to resist? Bad decisions, bro. Because that's just like an umbrella of
all the things I do on a daily.
Stupid shit that I do, bro.
I mean, if we're being like super literal, you know, I got diabetes.
That's probably mine. Eating and...
But something, if we're being a bit more not lethargic, what's the other word? Cathartic?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I definitely am more willing to accept people's bad behavior. Let me take it again. I'm definitely more willing to accept people's bad behavior when they show me a specific kind of affection.
Talking about like a BJ or something?
No. No, like
I
they
can definitely
yeah.
let some
definitely
shit
been
slide with a good DJ.
I'll let some
all
shit
right.
slide for sure.
no.
You can fucking cash out my credit card.
Do whatever you want.
It's a thing of like sometimes I'll engage with somebody who shows that they're, and I want to be specific in that because I know I'm using vague terminology. Like dating wise, there have definitely been moments where I started dating someone who, the more and more we were together, the more I realized like they were not healthy for me. Not to say they were on their own journey or whatever. A lot of them got help afterwards, but it was a thing that I was like actively ignoring because at the time, this was like fresh out of high school, which, not to mince words, I didn't do great in high school romantically.
That's
And
funny.
so when I'm fresh out of high school and not only am I doing better, but specifically people are approaching me, that was like a first experience for me. That was very validating for me. And so I'll be honest and say, I want to phrase this correctly. I mean, I guess I let that put a sheen over like the person that was doing it, and seeing them in a better light than I probably should have.
No, I totally get that, dude. That's kind of what I was saying when I made the joke of love of a woman, but that's kind of what I was getting at. Like,
Yeah,
you look at me in my eyes. You're pretty, and you look at me in my eyes, dude. Oh my God, dude. You walk all over me, dude. You can walk all over me.
I too am. I too can be. I've definitely not how bad. I definitely don't do it as much as I used to. Now I'm a little more. I kind of know how I know my boundaries a little better at my boundaries now as far as women. But that's just like in general. It's not just women. Just like I've just over the years because I had my boundaries sucked, dude. Growing up, man, I had no boundaries, man. It's just like.
Yeah, thinking about it more, I think I'd also open my answer to that. Like, even there's friends that there's people I no longer talk to who are like terrible for me.
That's it. Sometimes, you just can't be around certain people, man. Kind of sucks.
I definitely think that's a universal feeling. I feel like there were circumstances for me where it was because of certain things like my autism. Like, I wasn't diagnosed till I was 14, so I went, minus pre-K. I went 9 years not knowing why. It was hard for me to acclimate and make friends the way other ones did. And so I developed a personality that was like, I forget what it's called. It's a form of, so there's a concept called social camouflage, and there's subsects of it. One of the subsects is masking. There's also acclimation. I call it sponging, where you start to adapt specific picked characteristics of the people around you to emulate so that they are more inclined to invite you into their group.
God,
Wow. Like, I think in high school, they call it like click hoppers. I don't know if you've heard that terminology. There's a bunch of different
but I
stupid
get what
terms.
you mean. I get what you mean, dude. Like just trying to, trying to fit in, trying to, but you're kind of it's not just like trying to fit in. It's also kind of, because the difference with just trying to fit in and what you're saying is that the fact that like they're switching it up when they're around different groups of people. Which
yeah.
I mean, they're obviously going through something, and I feel for them because I know a lot of that shit like that feels. Experience whatever mental and all that stuff, but it's phony. I guess not phony, but that's probably a mean word to use. But just it's not
disingenuous.
Yeah, because you're kind of not being yourself. You're more worried about I have to put this front up so that these people will like me and maybe invite me to hang out or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's.
Even just looking at it from the individual's perspective, and that's part of like why I talk about it is it's not just that you're disingenuous towards other people, but it's also like you don't when you. I've met other autistic people that know what I'm talking about, where it's like you build a shell around yourself, a visual. I compare it in terms of masking to. I have this analogy about Batman. The superhero.
The superhero.
Yeah. I was like, Batman? No.
Never heard of him.
I compared the concept of masking to his literal, like, the cowl that he wears and the whole persona that he has. And as a fan of Batman, a lot of people, they think, well, Bruce Wayne is always Batman. It's like, no, it's the opposite. Batman is always Bruce Wayne. There's always that human being that made those decisions is always like under the mask, and there's two different layers to that personality. There is the portrayal on the outside, what he wants you to believe, what he puts intention into portraying, so that the concept he's going for is understood, and then there's who's really underneath. The reason I use Batman as an example is because a lot of people think that he's like the super aggro, super conservative, like Wolverine type character. It's like, no, as a person, personality wise, in my opinion, he's closer to Peter Parker, where he's a genuine person, and he has to be harsh because he's a human living in a world with like super beings.
Yeah. But
he's also the dude that like funds orphanages. He's also the dude that like there's an episode of the animated series where he stays with a girl. Her brain, she's been experimenting on. She's telepathy. She's like destroying the place around her, and her power is destroying her own body. So he waits with her till she dies. That's Batman to me.
Yeah.
Reeling it in. So in that same comparison, that's how masking is in a negative perspective, where it's like you're never yourself around anyone, even yourself, because you think that nobody wants that.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you're always uncomfortable.
That sounds exhausting, bro. To have to live a life like that, man. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it's a huge thing for people that are like levels 1 and 2 of autism of demasking as adults. Unlearning those habits is incredibly difficult because it's second nature.
It's got to be a little easier though once you get, because I mean, obviously once people mature, we're not mean little kids anymore.
It can vary. There's definitely times where like I've gotten into arguments with people because of how I act when I'm not masking, or because of my masking, they refuse to acknowledge that I was autistic in the first place. Like I have a diagnosis confirmed by 3 specialists, and people still fight me on whether or not I have autism.
It's funny. It's like you're masking. You're like came in a business suit, and you're like, "Hello, Mister."
Oh man.
No, yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Let's move it on, dude. Final
Did
stages.
you have an answer?
Wait, did you answer?
Yeah. Well, but mine was just, I mean, because I have.
Oh, we were talking about temptation,
Bad
right?
habits.
Yeah.
His was bad habits.
What temptation do you
Yeah.
find hardest to resist, man?
Man, I got deep on that one.
Yeah, you kind
I
of.
hope we're friends.
That's what it's about, dude. So it's
That's
about
what it's
opening
about.
up to each other.
It's not all about the giggles.
You know when you guys reached out to me earlier, I was like, well, you know what? I've met obviously. We've chopped it up a few times at Chatterbox, right? And then we had the brunch and all that stuff, right?
It's fun brunch.
But
Thanks for
it
inviting
was.
me.
But I was like, all right. When you guys first hit me up, I was like, hell yeah. I mean, aside from like podcasts are fun, dude. Like I like doing podcasts. They're fun, but just like I don't know much about Ryan, so he doesn't know much about me. I'm sure. Yeah. But we're in the same friend group. It's a perfect opportunity for us to, Yeah. So that's the way I looked at it. So this is kind of cool, the cards and everything, man. It's cool.
Honestly, and maybe it's just how we've been taking it, this has been probably one of the more personal episodes.
Nice.
So I'm a little scared about what this pink one's going to be. If those were the starter questions.
Well, I've never been. I don't know, dude. I consider myself whether I do it on purpose, whether or not. I consider myself like an open book. I used to say, dude. I don't mind sharing because I don't know. I just don't. I know some people are more reserved with themselves, but nah, not me, dude. I'll tell you anything, man.
For sure. All right, hit us with the.
What life experience drastically changed your thinking on something?
This is a very recent question. I'm wondering if we should re-roll.
What?
Is this a what?
Like we just
very
had
recent,
this?
you said?
Yeah, we had it with Erica.
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's all right. Dude, it is because you don't have another answer?
No, yeah, it's like I have the same answer to the question. It's the thing I go to when I'm asked that question.
Think of another one while he answers.
Okay, you go first.
All right. Well, life experience drastically changed your thinking on something. Man, dude.
I do have another answer.
I don't mind talking about this stuff, but I just don't just speak on it too much because I don't want it to become my whole personality. So I try to touch other topics in my life. But the second time I got locked up, bro, was very, it changed the way I thought about a couple of things. Who I was as a person, what I was meant to do in life. Who I was, what I was worth. You know, it just going to prison, bro. The second time was kind of a real eye opener for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that's kind of like just a complete fucking 360. You know, it's like, oh shit, prison. But yeah, definitely, bro. That
For
really,
sure.
yeah. If you guys would have met me before, like that whole kind of 360, I was still me, bro. As far as like, I like to think that I'm a good friend and a good guy once I open up and let my guard down. 'Cause I have problems with being vulnerable with people and shit, you know. But I like to think that once I let that down, I'm a pretty good friend. I like to take care of my friends and shit like that. But I was it's a little reckless. I'm still pretty reckless now. It's going back to the last question, bad decisions, right? I'm still pretty reckless, but not in a little more like towards myself, I guess, because of substance and shit that I take and whatever, drinking and things like that. But before, it was like I'd actively put people around me.
Yeah.
Because of the lifestyle I was living. You know, I mean, like my cousins and shit like that, they couldn't hang out with me.
For sure.
You know, so just, yeah, that's, my answer for that, man. Thank God for prison. No, prison is terrible, bro. It's a scheme, bro. It's a scheme.
Yeah.
To
I
get money
understand.
out of us and shit.
I mean, I don't know, but
No, we know. We've done research on it for episodes.
I don't want to
the prison
assume to
industrial
be-
complex.
Yeah.
It's a revolving door.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I definitely appreciate you sharing that and your willingness to be so
Pink.
open.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be a little bit sillier.
My first pancake.
Oh my God.
That day forward, I knew I was a waffle guy. Huh?
I used to run 4K. No. Finding out that Maria Bamford had OCD.
All right.
I know, it's super specific, and I don't want to make her uncomfortable if she's not going to say it, but, we know some of the same people. I was always a fan of Maria Bamford growing up. I'd like seen her stuff, when she was coming up on Comedy Central, because I watched comedy with my brothers and my dad a lot. And then she went on a very famous hiatus for a while, and she came back and started getting back into doing stuff. And in doing so, when she came back, one of the things she was very prominent about talking about was her journey with bipolar. I forget which one she has, so I don't want to get it wrong. I think she has bipolarism and bipolar disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. And she talks a lot about unwanted thoughts, and that put into light a specific perspective in my mind of like things I'd been ignoring about myself. Because I was diagnosed with OCD, but I never fully acknowledged what was and what wasn't. In my head, when I was a kid, I'd see it on TV, and I always thought it was the quirks. Like it was the OCD was the weird stuff that you do, and seeing her talk about it, and it was the jump start for me, like actually researching why I was diagnosed. Because I always thought I had it because I did weird things. But when I was actually diagnosed, I didn't fully understand what it meant until that moment. Because she's done a few different things where she talked about it prevalently. One of them, I think the first thing was a YouTube show she did for Funny or Die. And then she did Lady Dynamite. She did 2 specials talking about it. Anyway, there was a lot about my anxiety and how I cope with it that was manifesting that I wasn't acknowledging until after seeing that, and a lot of like how I didn't handle stress. Like I had huge panic attacks well into my 20s. I'm still in my 20s, but like from high school all the way to like 25, I was constantly having panic attacks. It was disrupting like interacting with people. Sometimes, I'd upset someone and I would panic and not know how to react. And to a degree, it was also like there were moments where I felt like I potentially, not to dismiss what I was experiencing, but potentially I was pacifying myself. Not pacifying, infantilizing myself in that, like, rather than slow down and acknowledge what's happening and learn how to adapt to it, I would just like fight or flight freeze. And so after that moment, and a few other things that happened, acknowledging like what my diagnosis meant for me as a person, I started to learn to stand up for myself and acknowledge like what was in my control, what wasn't in my control. I started. There's definitely still things I do that are stress induced, but they're definitely not as severe as they were when I was like 21. You know, like I still have irrational thoughts, I still have intrusive thoughts, but I've gotten better at managing them so that they're not impeding my existence.
I just started about 3-4 months ago. So dude, I actually have a pretty bad OCD.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and it's like on a different type, like, you know, because obviously I'm sure you know it's. I'm not too good with these terms, but like, is it? I guess you could say it's a spectrum.
Yeah. Okay. So. What gets convoluted? I don't think you're doing it, but I know someone will. What gets convoluted, and I think why people get confused about which terms to use, is because spectrum is such a broad term. It is the term to use for varying degrees of.
Okay.
You know, but there's also the autism spectrum. Honestly, personally, I think that we need a new phrase for the autism, because the autism spectrum is a whole different concept than people think it is. But I digress. Yeah, you are accurately using that word.
For me, dude, it's I compulsively make terrible decisions.
Right.
You know, that's like a big problem for me, and a lot of different things. Things that I consume, stuff that I eat.
Right.
My sex life. It's very it's pretty. And then I also like, yeah, dude, I'm pretty. I mean, I'm starting to open up. Like, I've been seeing a therapist since last November. And then she was like, yeah, I don't need you to, but I'd recommend you go see a psychiatrist as well. She's like, because you got a lot of like, she told me first ADHD and stuff like that. But when I actually spoke to a psychiatrist, she was like, I could see a lot of the similarities, but I'm seeing more of like a mood disorder thing.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, I'm actually like, she wanted to give me like some pills, bro, that you take routinely for anxiety and shit like that. But I don't know how I felt about it, bro. So
yeah, medication can be a little bit tricky. Like, I remember my psychiatrist recommended Wellbutrin, which is a mood stabilizer.
Yeah.
I think it's an antidepressant. It has a lot of specific uses, but one of them is ADHD and anxiety. But it gave me mood swings. I'd be on it, and I wouldn't be violent, but I would be more aggressive in personality. Like, I'd argue a lot quicker, and I'd be a lot more irritable. And I recently tried it again, and I didn't like have any major incidences, but I didn't feel comfortable. Like, I still felt more anxious on it, so I slowly weaned off of that. And now I'm taking I shouldn't talk about my medication, but I'm on different stuff, good stuff, better stuff.
So I got some little crazy. I don't know what term to use, bro, because I don't want to be like call myself crazy like that dude. But like, for example, since we've been here, bro, I've counted the sides to everything that's square or rectangle multiple times.
Oh no, yeah, I've done that before. It's a stimulating act. So some things I've learned, and these are my personal understanding, how I've interpreted the information I've been giving. So I'm not a medical professional, and if I am wrong, feel free to correct me, and I will acclimate to that. But there's a few things that I've acknowledged and understood about ADHD and OCD over the years. So it's still very possible you might. It's harder to get diagnosed when you're older. How old are you again?
29.
Yeah. It's after 25. I think the percentage of people that get diagnosed goes down substantially. There's a whole bunch, especially like people of color, especially women of color, women in general. There's so many statistics for why you would be misdiagnosed, but also there is research into the idea that OCD isn't inherently connected to ADHD, but there is a correlation of people with ADHD developing OCD later in adulthood specifically. So it's possible that one is feeding the other. That's definitely my situation. My OCD is fed by the anxieties I've developed from the things I've forgotten, the accidents I've had because of my ADHD. Sorry, brain fart.
Damn, even your OCD gets fed?
Shut up. OC. Oh, there's a pun there.
Oh, seafood D? I don't know.
No, CD's donuts? I don't know. I was trying not to make a D's nuts, though, because I was...
OC Mickey D's?
That's pretty good.
Getting closer.
OC McD's?
All right, whatever.
But yeah.
I was trying to think of one, man, but I was like,
It's
I couldn't think of
okay.
anything.
For me, it's like one of the more important things to understand about it is like it's not. That's what I was saying earlier. Is like OCD is not the things you're doing; it's the why you're doing them, and that's why it looks so different from case to case, as because people. The way I've explained it in my comedy is like it's like a personal set of superstitions. You develop your own superstitions. Like one of my things, and I talk about it in the joke, is when I'm on the highway, I'm reacting to everything I'm seeing. I don't drive myself, but as a passenger, I'm reacting to everything. And I have delayed reaction. I have visual issues. I have sensitivity to light. So things catch me off guard a lot. It gives me a lot of anxiety about crashing. I also am I'm afraid of heights, so I don't like going over bridges. And in LA, there's a lot. So when my anxiety acts up, I'm holding on to the handle above the window, and it's not because I think the handle will do anything. I don't think if we get in a crash, the handle's going to save me.
It's just like the whole time with the door flying.
Yeah. It's more about how I've interpreted it is that OCD is a personality that develops from a consistent lack of sense of control.
Yeah.
Usually brought on through trauma.
Yeah.
So what's manifesting is the obsession is of obtaining control. And that's the thing of like, I can't control anything in this car. I'm the passenger. I'm at the whim of the driver. The one thing I control is everything on my side. So I'm clicking buttons. It used to be thinking I'd click buttons, but then I'd unlock my door and then I'd be at risk of opening the door because I'm trying to find things to fiddle with. So it became a thing where I held onto the window. Specifically, I'm holding onto the handle because I don't want my hand to be playing with the doors and the locks.
You need to get you a Rubik's Cube or something.
Yeah.
One of those fidget, what are they called?
Yeah.
Fidget spinners.
There you go.
There's a bunch of fidget devices.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them now.
I mean,
They're great though.
to do it old school, man, just grind your teeth.
Oh no, I can't do that.
I feel
have
like
some
fidget spinners didn't make any
implants.
sense because they were like STEM toys for ADHD people,
Yeah.
and I'm like, if I had ADHD, I feel like this fucking thing is gonna bore me instantly. I'm gonna be like, okay, it just spins.
And
I'm gonna
that's the
try
thing
doing
is, like,
something weird with it. I'm gonna like tie it to something. And
well, ADHD has a lot of people. I don't know if it'll ever get a name change because technically it has less to do about attention span and more to do about how that individual's brain interprets and applies information. So, like something like a fidget spinner to someone with ADHD, it's subconsciously stimulating, or not subconsciously, but it's like you don't have to focus on it. You can do things throughout your day and just do it. So the back of your brain is calm now. You can focus on what you want to focus on because there's no noise back here because you're
I guess that makes sense.
all of that excess energy is in the spinner.
Yeah. Okay. No,
It's
that
like,
makes perfect sense actually.
Yeah.
I was about to make a Doctor Who reference, but like nobody I know watches Doctor Who except like Ricky and his
That's
partner.
Doctor Who. That's like, who watches Doctor Who?
I've seen all of it. Well, I've seen all of
Stay-at-home
the
grandmas.
reboot from 2003.
Stay at home grandma's crazy.
Not even stay-at-home moms, bro. I don't even think they
There's
watch
a wide group of autistic people in America that watch it, so it's pretty popular.
it. Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
I mean, there's like sci-fi lovers. Like, you don't have to be autistic.
yeah. I'm just being an asshole.
It's niche though, for sure.
I always thought it was funny. This is off topic, but Dan Harmon, who wrote Community, found out in his, I believe he's still considered self-diagnosed, but he came to terms with the idea that he might be autistic because he based a character from Community off himself, and then that character was consistently being told he was autistic. That character is a fan of a parody show of Doctor Who called Time Cop. And I always thought that concept was funny because he's mocking Doctor Who, but he also is referencing everything. Like he likes Doctor Who and doesn't want to admit it. Is the
Yeah.
funny thing about that?
I've seen half
called
of an
Time Cop?
episode.
I think so.
With Constable Reggie.
Yeah, that's based on Doctor Who.
Oh, interesting. You've seen half of an episode?
Yeah, and it was just about how coconut oil is good for a bunch of different shit, and he's just like demonstrating a bunch of different things you can use coconut oil for. The one I remember specifically is to clean out your ears. So they had like some lady from the audience go like this, and they poured coconut
I think
oil.
that's Dr. Oz.
Oh yeah. Well, That's what I was talking about, bro. This whole time.
That's hilarious.
That's the stay-at-home grandma.
Yeah, that's stay-at-home grandma.
Doctor Who, bro. Doctor Who. What is Doctor Who?
I thought it was because it was British.
Yeah.
That he said the
Who's Doctor Who?
It's a sci-fi show.
Okay. Yeah. It's literally it's like a guy flying.
It's a wizard in space.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
That's
so funny. Honestly, because when you were like, "What are you stay-at-home grandma?" I was like, "Oh, he even knows what it is." Like, cool.
I was like, coconut oil.
Like coconut
I don't
oil.
remember that episode. That might have been one of the parodies.
But yes, bro. He demonstrated some lady with put not hot, but like coconut oil in her ear, and like for a few seconds, and then she went like this, and it all came outside. With it.
It's called oil pulling.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
I just got really good at using Q-tips.
Q-tips are really bad for you.
Yeah.
There's a way.
I got really good at them.
Well, that's for your surface ear. You're not supposed to get it into your cloaca.
It's for keyboards, actually.
I'll go like right in the entrance, and I do like instead of I'm like this.
You're supposed to do it in a Q shape. No, I'm just kidding.
The Q.
It's called a Q-tip.
Yeah, I think it's based on the gauge. Like I think technically different sizes are supposed to be different letters, but I could be wrong. I don't remember where the name comes from. But yeah, the original purpose of Q-tips was just to clean minute things, like small. It's used in modeling work with toys, model figures. It's used for keyboards. And even actually used to say it on the box that don't put in yours, but people kept doing it, so they're like, all right, well, be safe about it, I guess.
Oh. All right. The key was added later by the inventor to reflect the high quality, their quality
tips. Baby.
Because he had changed the name from the original name of the cotton swab, which was called the Baby Gaze.
That was for the cotton swab?
That was what a Q-tip used to be called, a Baby Gaze.
Is it Baby Gauze?
Gays.
No, yeah, that's gaze.
Definitely not gauze.
Dude, names are weird.
History is funny sometimes, guys. History is crazy. Well, dude, this has been great.
This has been great. This has been a good show. We talked a lot about neurodivergency.
Yeah, we got a little deep today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
We got a deep dive. I'm still trying to think of an outro line, like a clever submarine line. It's supposed to be submarine themed. I'm working on the props. But thanks for hanging out. It's been a great show.
Thanks for having me.
It's been good. It's been fun. And we'll see you next time.
Hell yeah.